then it will be very bad. So we are very sure that the joint security is involved, the Liberian National Police and other authorities. And we hope that the president actually does emphasize the need for Liberians to be very honest with
Be
themselves.
hon.
The
Yes.
president has said the rice is 16 United States dollars. If they catch you selling the rice for 18 United States dollars, we'll call police on you and you will be arrested and you will go to jail.
And people are still doing that in remote areas in our country. We feel that this is something very disastrous for us as a
Indeed,
country
it's
and
it's it's
people.
bad.
We can live like this.
No, 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 no.
You can take money from people, monies that are not intended for the growth of your
Yeah,
business. That's why you see some people sometimes they will have all of the goods in their shops and their business areas. At the end of the day, they won't realize any profit
for
because
sure.
of the kind of money that they get from the ordinary people, mischief minor. So yes.
So we have the press release from the executive mansion. I hope my eyes will permit me because I'm very bad with the eyes. So let me try my best to see. It's very small, small. So for immediate release, President Boyka meets with rice importers and disapproves increment in the price of rice. Very strong
It's a
sentence.
strong.
Disapproves.
It's underlined.
Yeah, it's underlined. Okay. So, Executive Mansion Monrovia, following a meeting held with rice importers in Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Numa Boyka, Senior President of the Republic of Liberia, has disapproved any increment in the price of rice and that prices remain unchanged, pending further and thorough review. Meanwhile, the government of Liberia has advised strongly that there be no that's let me see holding of this essential commodity and no cross-border transfer or transshipment from Liberia. Also a very strong statement. The Ministries of Justice, Commerce and Industry and the Joint Security have been instructed to ensure that this directive is fully adhered to. All parties are encouraged to play their part at this critical juncture as the government strives to move ahead full scale with the implementation of the arrest agenda for prosperity and national peace.
Strong word of
Strong.
statements.
And we can take it bit
And
by bit.
the second statement that has to do with cross-border
Yeah,
shipment
transfer.
of transfer.
I think it's all part
It,
of the extortion that you highlighted.
yes, because people would take the rice from here,
Yeah,
take them to
carries
different.
to
It
work
happened. If you can
it.
recall, it happened sometimes in the last regime. People were taking rice from here, taking it to Sierra Leone, which was very. It
Yeah,
was not
yeah,
good for
yeah.
us, man. It was something that we couldn't just imagine. But that second statement is a strong word of statement by His Excellency Joseph Boakai. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, you need to stop extorting the monies that are not intended for your business transactions.
Sure.
You need to stop that. If you bought the rice at a certain percentage, lower your percentage with the ordinary people you are selling them to. Not everybody is equally equal. People are struggling in this society. That's why the president wants everybody to have a fair share of
Sure,
this
sure, sure.
cake, this national cake. No segregation, no first come, first serve. Everybody is on the
Mm-hmm,
path.
mm-hmm.
That's the vision of the president. So yes, of course, these are statements that we shouldn't take
Take
lightly.
lightly, and we want to re-echo some paragraphs, Melvin, basically. So he said he has disapproved. So this is where the second aspect of our conversation strives in. I like to listen to different opinions of political pundits to get to know what they think about some trending national issues. And this morning, before coming here, I listened to a couple of people on the radio, political commentators, making some input on this entire thing. According to one of the views that I listened to, Mr. Amit Muda is the Minister of Commerce, right? So, before coming to the Ministry of Information, Culture Affairs and Tourism, which is the government's mouthpiece, there should have been some interventions on letting the president know that this is what the importers have said. They are having some constraints, and as a result of this, the price of rice will go up. I want to believe, I wasn't there, but I want to believe that if Mr. Boyka, President Boyka, the presidency was informed about this change, something would have been done before that announcement at MICAT. So let's assume that the presidency was not informed. And if the presidency was informed, Melvin, we wouldn't have had a meeting yesterday convened with importers and the president. Because President Boyka would not have wanted, you know, to give the opportunity to the opposition community to start bad mouthing his government. He would have wanted to find a solution to this problem before it comes out there to the public. So we see this as an administrative error, and everybody can make administrative error. Everybody and anybody can make administrative error. In a nutshell, we want Mr. Mudad to learn from this, and we are also calling on all government institution heads to be very keen about just going to the Ministry of Information and, making announcements on policies like that, especially when the president has not consented. This is going to ensure that your job is protected, one, and secondly, you will not be able to lead the country into some political chaos. So,
Something that we don't just pray
yeah,
for.
something we don't pray
We don't
for.
pray for.
So, rice is something that Liberians can do anything and everything for.
Uh,
If you are head of a government institution, you know that this thing will affect the public before going out there and just say it. We know that you are the
you are
head of
responsible for
you're
going about it,
responsible,
yeah.
but you were appointed by the president. And one of the major things you should be aware of is when your name goes on the executive mansion website, be cognizant of the fact that you don't have your own rules, you don't have your own work plan. Your work plan is the president's work plan. So when you are going out there, make sure that the president has consented to your policy information that you will be providing. So that was an administrative error on the path of the Minister of Commerce, and I'm so glad that he was invited, in fact, for the meeting yesterday.
He was.
So I think he has learned from that experience, and every other person, every other minister, Minister of Mines and Energy, Minister of Education, before waking up and say, the government will not pay wax fee again. Make sure the president has consented
Sure.
to it. Don't just talk because you are the head of the institution. Yes, you are the head, but there is somebody who is the head as well. So I think that is something that we just needed to have put out there to the public so that they can understand that these are things that happens in government. Every workplace is an opportunity to learn, right? And sometimes, Melvin, you don't learn certain things until you do it yourself. Okay, have we gotten the
Yeah, I
spokesperson
think
of the Liberian
oh,
National Police?
uh,
You get credit? Because I had a woman for us just now.
she is like she's in the traffic. But I will try to get back to Cecilia Clark. Because we really want to talk to her on this thing, this no-go zone issue. We've gone how many days now? I think almost 5 days now, or a week.
Yeah, so the implementation started on the 15th of May, right?
Yeah, today is the 22nd.
Okay.
So yes, today is the
So 7
seventh
days.
day.
Yeah, the
so
7th day.
yeah, so yeah, Cecilia Clark, she's a spokesperson of the Liberian National Police. We will try to talk to her, to speak with her this afternoon. But yes, I enjoy. I believe the Liberian people I reserved, and they have resolved by listening to what the president has said, and things will actually work out for all of us to have our rice, the price stable, and we will have money to buy our rice and carry them to our homes and feed our families. So we just need to be patient a bit. These are administrative issues, and we need to be compliance. The
Yeah, yeah,
dealers,
yeah,
we
yeah,
need to be
yeah.
compliance. Listen to the presidency, listen to the executive mansion, listen to the president, and do the just.
Melvin,
That's all we need from you.
this call is to me specifically the Liberian people. It's still the Liberian people
Mm.
because we implicate ourselves into this scarcity issue. Now that President Boyka has said the price of rice will be $16 as usual, you will still have Liberian citizens saying, me, I will sell my own for $18,
$18,
$20, $20. If you don't want it, don't buy it.
Like in Bone County,
Glang, 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 glang.
Two rices is being sold for almost 4,200.
But if 5-6 persons start to visit the Monrovia Central Prison, and we will come on ELBC and call your name and say this person has been incarcerated and is currently at the Monrovia in Central Prison for extortion, we are getting there.
And again, the wholesalers should be very cognizant of the fact that, well, if an individual goes to them to purchase, they shouldn't purchase more than 30 bags.
Of
As a
course.
person, why would you just go and purchase 30 bags of rice and carry it to your little mini shop right down the road there, around Congoton or right around GSA Road here, or somewhere in Grand Cru? You just put them in your little shop and just take the. You just. I don't know. I don't even want to use extortion again. I want to
Okay.
use it in a way that the Oma will listen to the
Oh,
Oma
yeah,
party of
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Just steal
Yeah,
the
what?
money from the
Yeah,
people, man,
steal
and
the
the
money.
money too much for the rest. Yeah, we don't want that to continue. So the woman
Basically,
that are listening to, yeah, more
mhm.
listen to what the president's saying. When the people selling the rest too much, they say the bread spread at $18. The president said, no, it can't be $18. Our people need to eat. They need to go to bed, sound and sleep, and wake up and get ready to go in the market to sell, to help their children go to school. So when you made the rest expensive, how they will eat, how children will eat when they come to school. I can remember when we were in school, we used to come, we're looking for red plum all around the place. Now plum finish,
Mhm.
plum finish.
Mhm.
Then you selling the red expensive now to the people.
Mhm. Mhm.
You will be doing bad to the children that come
Yeah,
to school. So,
you will be
so,
doing bad.
so the woman need to they're supposed to be giving a complaint to the people in Iran and the PB people. Town chief them in your community. Tell them say they may bring the red and making the red expensive for all.
And not supposed to be
supposed
that.
to be
The people listening to us in Grand Crew, Grand Gide.
Yes.
Nobody should sell rice to you very expensive beyond the usual price. The usual price is $16. President Boyka has said it. So at 5 o'clock, we are expecting the head of WAEC Liberia,
Yeah.
Mr. Dogboto. Is the WAEC examination over or
It's ongoing.
oh it's still ongoing?
That's
Okay.
still
So I
ongoing.
think we can get to the lines now and
Yes, we can talk to a few persons. I will still try to go back to Cecilia Clark. If she's somewhere suitable now, we can talk to her. So the numbers are 0886 324740, 07759785530. You can call and let's talk this afternoon. Our first caller is on the line.
okay.
Angel.
Good afternoon, you're live. Your name and where you're joining us from, please. Our person is low. Hello?
Good afternoon. I'm Melvin. Good afternoon to Angels. My name is Bamar.
I'm fine. Go ahead and make a point, please.
This is Hussein Kel, and I join from around Jacobstown in District 2. Let me appreciate you people for informing our people on the happenings in the workings of the government. And I just want to say a very big thank you to the president, being very effective and forceful, coming up with such a hard decision, that would benefit the ordinary people, that sit there in Grand Kisma, in Bomi, and other parts of our country. But one thing I want to say, Liberia, if we that form ourselves part of political parties, political institutions, just want to see the country go down the drain, we will be doing that to our very self. Now that our politicians who are using those same business happen, to make the right thing, I have to say, the government is the one that is increasing the price of rice, and I'm wanting to see the rice on the market. This is not comfort for our society. You understand? The president has come and talked to the right thing portal. I guess, of course, you can set on this price. And who doing the still should be cognizant of the fact that you are starting to kill your own Liberians. Why would you want to export other people who doesn't have the means to even get a 2 bag, and even a 1 bag to afford is a difficult thing, then you increasing the price. That is a very bad thing. You understand? So we want to encourage the Ministry of Commerce and that is the National Police, because the president has set a joint committee. So that it be very forceful, that they move in the rural community, and we that support the government will not stay and watch.
Sure,
People
sure.
export our people will move in the rural community and ask for the price of rice. And there should be a hotline. Anybody exporting our people will report them, and they should be arrested, because this country, everybody deserves better. Regardless of what PDC union party is, nobody is sure about the issue of rights, because this is the government for the people, not for a political party. So we will be there to support this government in every form and manner.
Thank you, Hussein. Thank
you, Cow. 086 324 740 0775 78530. You can call and let's talk on the
Melvin, I think he struck a very important point.
Yeah.
There should be a hotline for any form of stealing. Since you say we should put it at that.
Yeah. and those that are managing the hotlines, they should be swift in answering them as well.
Sure, because it's important. When you start, okay, we have a call. Good evening, you're live, your name and where you call from.
No?
Good evening, you're live.
Please go ahead. Your phone is low. What's happening?
Hello?
Yes, you're right now. You're okay now. Go ahead. Check your telephone. I don't think it's from our end. Check your telephone. You're very low. Oh,
yeah, the line is his line is quite low.
So those that will be managing the hotlines is a recommendation from KAU, and those that will be managing the hotlines, you need to be very, very swift in answering the hotline, because people are going to be selling the rice too much expensive for our people, and the people can't afford. At the end of the day, they will go to bed with hunger. So 086 324 740 0775978530. Okay, we can now speak with Cecilia Clark. She's on the line.
Okay.
Madam Spokesperson of the Liberian National Police, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm okay. Please get me on my orange number, because this noise.
Yeah. You got orange credit?
We can do it.
I don't think I have.
Okay, we will manage, because we are soldiers on the battlefield, so we must be ready at all times.
Okay.
So we will do our best, because we need to speak with her. She's important on this point. Has to do with the restriction on motorcyclists. So we will speak with her. We will try to get her shortly. Cecilia Clark is a spokesperson of the Liberian National Police. We're trying to connect with Cecilia right about this time to see whether we will get her now. Yes. So, like I was saying, there is need that the people be swift in answering the hotlines, and they should be very much serious with this matter. Okay, Cecilia Clark is now on the line. Good afternoon, Cecilia Clark.
Good afternoon.
Cecilia Clark, you the spokesperson for the Liberian National Police. Tell us the status of the no-go zone situation now in the city of Monrovia. How far away?
Thank you, Melvin, and thanks to everyone in the the no-go zone, the restriction on the motorcycle. The motorcycle restriction is ongoing and is still in full swing.
When you say in full swing, what do you mean, Madam Spokeswoman?
We mean that all the regulations, the requirements that motorcyclists need to plow the route from ELW Junction to the free port of Monrovia is still in place. It will continue until 3 months. After 3 months, it will affect the entire country.
Have you
requirements?
Yeah,
and those requirements are registration, insurance, helmets, 2, 1 for the rider and 1 for the passenger, and safety shoes, boots or sneakers. And we have the 2 view mirrors. The 2 view mirrors should be on your motorbike, and you have to be registered. You have to carry an operator's license also. Your motorbike should carry a license plate.
Since you started this operation as a spokeswoman of the LMP, have there been any side attraction from the end of the Liberia National Police, from motorcyclists,
If
and,
it's a side attraction, or
where you will see people having argument, heated debates, having some blue tune at each other and other things because they don't have helmets with the police and all and all of that?
Melvin, be clear. I don't know what you're talking about.
Motorcyclists having disenchantment with your officers in the streets because some of them will continue to say we don't have helmets and we don't.
Of course, you know that when such a thing is being put in place, there will be people with non-compliant posture. So that does not mean that it's a side attraction. Of course, people will be in violation. Those are in violation. Of course, the bike will be impounded because they're not supposed to plow the route. We say yes, plow the route, and those recommendations came from those aggrieved motorcyclists, their union, their head. So we say, okay, we agree. Plow the route, but be in compliance of the following. If you don't have it, use a community routes. And after 3 months, when you regularize your status, then of course you can plow the routes. But as we stand, as of now, there have been some empowerment made they impounded the total of 284 motorbikes in violation of the 4 compliance, which are named the following. They were not in compliance with the registration and helmets and all of that. I named them. So the total of 282 and 84 bags were impounded.
Now, Cecilia, with the bags being impounded, several motorbikes being impounded by the Liberia National Police, how are the owners going to get them over? How are they going to retrieve them? And what are the procedures?
So the impounded bags, until they meet the 4 requirements set by the police to plow the restricted streets. At the same time, we encouraging them to regularize their status, as I said. So when they meet the 4 requirements, when they register the bag and everything is intact, then of course the bag will be released to them. And it's ongoing. Those bags that were impounded, their owners have started to have them released, because if they come with all their documents, of course the bags are being released to them.
Are there progress? Are there prospects ahead of this exercise? Is it going to be a continuing process for us to have a very pliable streets in the city of Monrovia and other parts of Liberia?
Of course. Like I said, this process is in full swing and will continue. They only just give them grace period so that they can regularize everything. So, Melvin, if you are a motorcyclist and we say that, even with your own regulation, and we say that, yes, okay, we're doing that to give you grace period so that everybody can plow the street. This is meant for safety. Even if you are in a community, you know that even in a community in 3 months' time, you know something can happen to you. So even if they say that if the police put in this regulation, you can just go and do the needful so that you can be safe. So we need a public support also, because the motorcycle is not riding on their own. They got passengers they are carrying. If the passengers too, we need their support in carrying this mandate out, these requirements, so that people can be in compliance. Maybe if you stop on motorcycle and you want to ride a motorcycle, and you know that you are a citizen, and you know that your safety is important, you ask a motorcycle whether they have helmets, even registration, so that you get embarrassed. Because if you are going on an appointment or you're going somewhere very quickly and you get on a motorcycle, you know you'll be embarrassed when you get to a checkpoint and you find out that all these things, maybe they get a helmet and they give it to you, they give a jacket, but their registration is not complete, the insurance. And the insurance is good for you too, because you the rather you get in a bag that is not insured. If you have a vehicle that is not insured, it's detrimental to your own life. So we say, be smart, do all your registration, motorcyclists, and then ride safe, because your safety is of paramount to the Liberia National Police.
Well, Cecilia Clark, thank you so much for giving us this update from the headquarters of the Liberia National Police this afternoon on the Bumper Show.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime.
Cecilia Clark is a spokesperson of the Liberia National Police. Angel.
Yeah, so I listened to her and she was basically very, very clear and concise. This process is going to continue for as long as President Boyka is president. Motorcyclists will not ply the streets of Monrovia, specifically the in-town road, without these requirements: the helmet, the insurance. What else she named again?
Talk about the reflection jacket. Talk about safety boots and
What is the
helmets.
reflection jacket for?
They be because especially during night hours, motorcyclists will be in the streets and
Oh,
that
okay.
jacket will help others that are back behind you or in front of you to view that you are a motorcyclist.
Okay.
And so yes,
I think that's
it's
quite
good too as well.
nice.
It's good. And the only thing we can advise the motorcyclists is to be compliant. Please listen to what the people are saying, and this is all about you and myself. Is going to help us a lot. It will save our lives because we have a lot to do for this country. So yes, of course, we can still take a few more calls while we await the arrival of Mr. Dale Boto from WIAC, Liberia. So you can call on 086 3247 40, 077 086 3247 40, or 077 We can talk about the rights issue. We can talk about the motorcyclist restriction that the spokeswoman of the LMP just talked about. These are training issues in our country we can speak on, and Liberia is all we have. Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Abraham Kuba Akova Mabagli.
Go ahead, AB.
Yeah, we need a hotline for the rice price because some people you go buy from them when they higher price, and we need a hotline.
All right, thank you. 07759785330, 086324740. These are the numbers you can call and be a part of the conversation. Good afternoon, caller. How you doing?
Good afternoon, and Don V calling from Tishkis Nima County.
Go ahead from Nimba.
Yeah, the question here is that we in Nima or capital village, how our respect will be so far from Monrovia.
Isn't that the same thing? All over the country, no pick and choose. $16 across.
We'll buy res here, we bought res here for 4,200 in Tapeta.
When was that? When did you buy the rice at that with 4,200?
Yesterday, res in Tapeta, then at 4,200, 4,100.
All right. So you listen that the president is in this struggle for all of you, for all of us. So just be peaceful. Just be peaceful. Everything will come to normality.
To see how people sell the revenue, very sharp or in the very stores. What is will happen? It'll be fine for us because you see people being away from Monrovia and then they will press it hard to us here.
Okay.
They will pay transportation, all that one, but when the price is sticking on it, $16, they'll be all right for we all. Pray that you should happy.
It will work. Thank you. Have a good day. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, caller.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please go ahead.
Yes. I'm Joe Cherry calling from Raffi Highway to be precise, Baptist Seminary.
Go ahead quickly.
To buttress on your first caller, what he just stated, the first caller, not the first caller. If you can register the first caller.
Just go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He said he shared a very brilliant point. He said they should have a hotline. I don't know. I don't know how well if the hotline is it or you will start it now or I don't know if I don't really know. I'm so confused. If you have started it already or you will do it.
I don't know.
I think it was a
Okay.
recommendation that we were making to
You
the
getting me?
Liberian National Police
Hello.
for
Yes,
consideration.
That's my
recommendation.
point there.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to know how well is if he has been structured already or
All
what
right, they will work on it, and that's why the president
because
is
I'm like the
listening
major
to you.
issue that's pertaining to that one. Like, even you can say, oh, okay, the people carrying love, who will complain to the John Poli in question. And I didn't
Yeah. So yeah.
so I mean, if you get a whole land because
All
people
right.
like, you know, I just move on to start going if you are committed, you got to be cool by the citizen.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, okay.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
No.
Good afternoon, caller. Are you there? 086 324 740 0775978530.
Yeah, I just
And
spoke with
with our
the head of
guest.
WAEC. He's almost here. He will
Okay.
be here in the soonest
No
possible
problem.
time. So we just wrap around the statements made by the spokesperson of the Liberian National Police. She made a couple of important sentences, and one of which includes the regulation time frame is going to continue. Nothing is going to stop it. And I think you asked her about resistance. How is that being seen by the government? And I think it's something we also spoke about lengthily yesterday. It's because of the kind of country that we envision building for ourselves. We want Liberia to be a better country, the same way we can go to other people's country and think that this country is better off than Liberia. So if we must actually get to that stage, it's a must that we should endure all of these measures, right? So the thing is very simple. And as a motorbike will not carry you to work, or motorbike will not carry you to school. The only thing a motorbike man need to do is to get his helmet, get the bike insured, get his two view mirrors, and it will interest you to know that these bike riders intentionally do take away the two view mirrors.
Yeah, they call them the Chaco Riders.
So why do they do this?
This is complete wickedness.
Why do they do this? First of all, Melvin, I'm sure you do drive. If you are a professional driver, when you're driving a car and your view mirror is not even straight, it's like you are not even driving. You feel very insecure. Then not to talk about riding a motorbike, two tires, and you cannot see through the view mirrors. You take the view mirrors out.
Yeah.
These people do it and they are very practical with it.
Sure.
When you are driving a car, any car of that matter, and your view mirror is not even in order, it's like you are not even driving properly.
Not driving.
Because the white people did not make a mistake by putting these two view mirrors on your left and on your right. This will enable you to see what's coming behind you and what's ahead of you. You see? This is why the cars, you have a couple of view mirrors. You even have the other one in the middle to see what's behind you like that. And you have the two view mirrors to see on the left, on the right. And you have another mirror to see in the middle. And you have a view mirror. You bought the motorbike with two view mirrors. You intentionally took the view mirrors out of the motorbikes. For what reason? Why you can do it for? Because I clearly do not understand why these people do this, Melvin.
Buy the bike brand new. They take
off the view mirror, and this is
then one thing they do that astonishes me sometimes when I see them, and that's why I don't ride with some of those guys who treat their motorbikes in that form and manner.
Okay.
They take the rear headlight off. Then they place something there like a Baphomet sound. Just put a one single light bulb within it. Why should you ride with such man? That man doesn't value his life. I get scared to ride with such person.
I don't know, but
see,
I think a lot has to be done in Liberia. The government has a lot to do with these people.
The people who are the major importer of motorbikes in Liberia, even in Nigeria, the Indians. You don't see them ride their bikes without view mirrors
and helmets.
What's about us? We are getting it from them.
It's important that the government actually
That's why you
does
see the
look
accident
at
rate is
this.
just on the increase.
Mhm.
Because the moment a motorcyclist will take the look behind him, another object is coming from ahead.
Ahead of
Before he
him.
makes his mind up,
Mhm.
something different has
Yeah,
happened.
sure.
So these restrictions are
And
needed.
when you go to driving school, Melvin, they'll tell you that 1 second off the road, when you're out, your eyes are out of the road for just one
Simple
second.
mistake, you're out.
Simple mistake, you're out.
You see,
Driving is something that it's very hard to talk.
we can't keep in this kind of we can't keep living this way. How Liberia will get better? When restrictions come, then we try to bypass the restrictions. We want to do our own way. We can't keep doing it our own way.
Everything we want to politically,
We can't be doing this. We need to stop
dangle
that
and dangle around it. Say, oh, that our passare, that it. Don't you want development? The day development are just be bailing all around. This is also development. The system is being put in place.
When you are well unified.
So I want to ask a very honest question to the motorcyclists out there, especially to those who now have the freedom, Melvin, to take on with their trips around Monrovia. How do you feel now that you have a helmet? How do you feel now that you are fully uniformed? You have your 2 view mirrors. Now that you are fully insured, how do you feel? What's the feeling like? No, that's a very important question.
I know they feel pleasantly well.
You feel very well. You feel like, some value has been added to your craft or to your hustle. But somebody just wake up, they put trousers behind their butt, they sit down on motorbike, somebody can be riding a bike as if their life is in here. Yeah, they all sorts of things. The Liberia National Police will really, really do need to be very stringent on these implementations.
And one recommendation to the Liberia National Police needs to be seriously supported.
Of course,
through the national budget.
You're right.
That's the only way they will really implement their restrictions.
Important.
So yes, we still are waiting our guests. We will speak with him maybe for 45 minutes. That would be
Yeah,
good for
I'm
us.
sure he would be
So
here.
yes, we
30
can
to
still,
45
we can, yeah,
minutes.
we can still speak with few persons if you are listening.
Yeah, you listen to the spokesperson of the Liberia National Police. So
Yes.
what do you have to say
Well,
about her statement?
And so 086 324740, 086 324740, 077 5978530, 077 5978530. You can call on these numbers and be a part of the program this afternoon. Melvin and Angel are on the program this afternoon.
On the bumper
on the
show.
Bumper Show, and Anthony Williams is carrying us live on the social media. So those of you in the diaspora, you can also make a date with us. Call us and let's talk the talk. Once again, the numbers are 077 597 8530, 086 324740. Call us, let's talk right here this afternoon.
You listen to the spokesperson of the Liberia National Police, and she has said almost everything that you need to hear about the implementation process. The government is very strong with her implementation, and there are a couple of measures being put in place. Whether you tie your face or whether you politicize it, or the right thing will be done in this country. There have been regimes who have tried, but they have not succeeded to implementing what we have ongoing right now. So I think it's kudos for the government. Good afternoon, caller. You're live and name and where you're joining us from. This is the Bumper Show.
My name is Omega M. Kudai. I'm calling you from Edo Junction.
Okay, go
One
ahead.
of the cyclists usually ride to town.
Okay.
Yeah, the issue about the female, we don't have problem with it. Like you ask the cyclist question, how do they feel now with riding with female and that little helmet and their back in shoe?
Okay.
So for me, I feel so embarrassed for now when government asking us to get driver lesson, and which of us we don't have any idea of driving. Tell me, how will you issue somebody driver lesson when they have been sitting class before and think then that, oh, even if you claim hill, this is a sound represent hill, or if you claim hill, don't overthink on hill, don't overthink bridge, or how many curves. Before you issue somebody lesson, there are some there are some teams you need to teach them in the class. At least let it have that experience before. But you can issue somebody lesson what they don't have anything about any idea of dressing or driving. So and you see that we see so in Paris when it comes to the government mandate like all of we see this so in Paris on the road, and it not only affecting almost half of the citizens.
Why you feeling embarrassed for? Hello? Hello?
So those are embarrassment. It's just embarrassing the citizens all around.
Hello?
Yeah.
Why are you embarrassed? The driver's license aside, having 2 view mirrors on your motorbike, what's the embarrassment all about?
I'm not getting too clear.
Okay, Melvin, let's halt him and let me elaborate
Thank
on
you.
this.
I'm
very disappointed in this caller, in fact.
No, it's just about it's just about them knowing continual education. That's all.
Well, how are somebody imagine
you now unify.
you feel embarrassed for view mirror, you feel embarrassed for a driver's license,
and not just there were a point in time I saw motorcyclists even in my own place, Bond County. Some of them were having their own lessons, motorcycle lessons, certifying that yes they can ply the streets. So yeah, what's about it? What's wrong with that?
I'm totally out.
We just need to be humble with the law because the law is the law. Let's go to the line. Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, Angel.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yeah. Please, I want you. I will everyone make some clarity. I think that mean that just called a 200 disappointed.
Where you going up?
It may harmonize.
He will come back on. You stay there?
Say you disappointed in.
Okay.
Yeah, or he was stretching a brilliant point, but he don't know how to explain himself. That's all. Or you see, the department that I issued they build lessons or about models or driving lesson or the other lesson and what have you. You see, when the people whenever they go apply for the lesson, yeah, there should be of total I mean, know that that they set the man down and all the person down to know if because when you go for a lesson, that means you should be a driver, right?
Okay.
You can't just go for a driver and say you don't know how to drive and say you go for a lesson. So the police there should put the people in the know to at least make them to be in the know, set it up for many interviews that you can get, and you know.
Okay, so Melvin, I think our guest is here now. Is he? Okay, he's almost here, but
Yeah.
I think I want to say something to the callers, and unfortunately, some of us are still the unlawful Liberians. Melvin, I have been driving for a while now, and we don't know the process of getting a driver's license, and this is why when these people are asking about motorcyclists getting driver's license, I'm a little bit skeptical because I learned how to drive not going to driving school, but I was taught and I was very smart to learn it. So I want to know the process of getting a driver's license because you are complaining here that you can go to the Ministry of Transport and get a driver's license without even being a professional driver. So that is their quam. You getting the logic, right? So I want to know how the process is like at the Ministry of Transport for getting this driver's license and all that. Because I think I understand what the last caller is saying. You should have some education and information on how to move a car. But basically, it's very much important that there are some clarifications provided.
Yes. That concern is genuine. Indeed.
It's genuine.
It's genuine indeed.
Mm.
We hope that we can speak with the communications director at the Ministry of Transport. Lemuel Clement.
Okay.
If that holds, it will be good for us. But if it doesn't hold today, we can still try to get him.
And I really did not know that a driver's license was part of the
requirement.
Really?
Yeah.
If I had known, then we would have asked the spokesperson, why is a driver's license part of the requirements?
Yeah.
Because you're not driving a car, you're riding a motorbike.
But that's it. They know for which standpoint they are doing
Yeah,
this.
okay,
They are
perhaps.
state, they are people with intellects.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
They are
agree.
intelligence. So yes. But again, we still are waiting our guests. Even if Mr. Dilboto steps in 30 minutes to the time of this program's conclusion, we will still have him.
Yeah,
He's important.
he's not here to talk politics, so
yeah,
it's policy,
because-
it's a policy conversation.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't require a lot of time basically. So that is it. We are very optimistic that the right thing is going to be done. And
So the numbers again are 086 324740 077 5978530 077 5978530 086 324740. You can call us. Let's talk this afternoon on the Rumble Show. It's on ELBC 99.9. And thanks to all of those management teams that are relaying our broadcast this afternoon on various community radio stations across Liberia. Our correspondent in River says, Aaron Jesus tells me that DN Radio is relaying this broadcast. That's in Rivers, Sestor City.
that's
So
nice.
congratulations and share the information across Liberia.
Are we also live on Metro FM at this point?
Yeah, and we are on the LNTV social media page. We are
Okay.
across the world. So 07759785330. Somebody is on the line. Let's hear from this person. Ninja.
Good evening. You're live. Your name and where you're joining us from, please.
Yeah, it was around 20 to Chigoza Via.
Okay. Go
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah, so also what you guys are saying, actually, I'm not moving, actually was, I'm very happy for why, like, National Police are to the police actually. So in the country, the government, we don't go by government rule and regulation. You getting me?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, you're live.
You
You're
are
live.
live. Go ahead.
You don't go by government rules and regulations. Other African countries, if you go there and you see what those people are doing, you will see very impressed. But here we don't go by that. Sometimes you will see the street light, you will see the ground level beyond, and then you will see people passing like other African countries don't do that.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm very happy for what the National Police are doing.
Okay, let's take the next caller on the line.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. 07759788530. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Yes, hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the issue.
What's your name? What is your name?
Yeah, I'm Maurice G. Gongwe calling from Peace Island, Congo Town.
Go ahead now.
Yeah, the problem I have with the motorcycle issue, I'm a motorcyclist anyway. The problem I have for me, I let it ride with V-mirror always with my feet wear long trousers. I'm not against the V-mirror using even the helmet. But the problem I have with the government now is the project came in, they don't give us no time. So that is my problem. Yes, they came in, they don't give us no time. They start, beating on us while we expecting it to give us time to hustle and then register our back, other things.
You've been running all along. You've been running all along. You have not registered. What kind of time do you need again?
Registration is not a matter. My motorbike is registered, but they bring in about insurance and driver license, and they don't give us no time. They say in a way that we, for me, I really feel bad and I'm feeling bad. My motorbike is registered, yes, for the insurance and the driver license. I'm not against it, but at least I expect them to give us time.
Okay.
That's my problem.
Let's just abide by the current mandate. Everything will be okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm following the menu anyway. I have nothing to do actually.
You can do nothing about it. You not force boy, you compare.
Your hand in the lion, but then you want
Yeah,
to
then you won't conk the
so
lion
we just
head.
need to
So
live by it. We need to live by it.
and we will be very unfair to the government if we say we did not have enough time to actually hustle and basically get our things and our acts together, because there was a time frame. This thing started, I think, February. The announcement started by February, and the implementation took place or took off on the 15th of May 2024. So you had some time in your favor to actually prepare yourself very well. Even if we say we give in the entire 2024, there'll still be
People
colors,
will
Melvin.
still
I'll say
complain.
that only 1 year they
They
give
will give us 2
us.
years.
You're supposed to give us 2 years.
Yeah,
So this is about Liberia. So basically, we need to just see this as a way that we can help our country and abide by the rule of law. It's important. Take a stroll out of Liberia, cross the borders of this country, and you see things differently. And then you start to thank the government for putting in place these modalities and implementations.
The numbers are still available: 07759788530, 086324740, 086324740, 07759788530. Call us and you will be live on the Bumper Show this afternoon. Angel Morris and Melvin Stewart are on this presentation. So keep your calls coming up. Let's hear from this person as we await Mr. Deobuto from WAG, Liberia. Good afternoon. How you doing, caller?
Good afternoon. Yeah, basically, and I want to appreciate you guys. I'm highly interested in the conversation. But one thing that
What's your name?
I'm Alfred Pintiwe, and I call from Tapita.
Okay.
From Nimba.
At the Charlton Health Hospital. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So I have one problem with implementation in Liberia here. So more often, every government that pass, you will see people, oh, this is Liberia thing. You can just start it a day and you don't carry nowhere. And this is the only country we have. Liberia is our own. We got no other place to go. Even if you're about to go to America, you still have to come back. They can deport you there. They can deport you here. So why not we make the place fine for ourselves, comfortable, put system to place. People can cross right here before anybody can go Africa coast to buy their motorbike or whatever. It take their time. They have to put themselves together. They know. They see cyclists cross and go and buy things there. They will tell you, Frenchmen, you don't pay Frenchmen. You can't pay French soldier. That system.
But you're not even understanding the French. Then how you beg?
Yeah. They say you can beg. When you beg, if they say $5, you gotta pay. If you beg, they say $10. You beg $15. So, but our police, it's easy to penetrate them.
Yeah.
So why should they respect your own security, your own citizen, but you better choose a French soldier over them? People will come to the Imperial Hospital and they will take Frenchmen from that side and can say that I'm ready to hear. I beg you, they may not get nothing.
All right.
And they will run, they will cross them and send them back. But Liberian lying down right here struggling to come and get medication. So I highly apologizing and appealing to the government. They shouldn't be the end. It should be forceful. Let them continue it. Or whoever should come and follow that footprint.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, we will succeed. Liberia will surely succeed no matter what. It takes even 1 million years. We will surely get there. Good afternoon and welcome. We're taking this quick break, and when we come back now in just twinkling of an eye, we welcome on the microphone our guest, Angel. Gracefully, he's here.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe it was because of the traffic.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure. So yes, let's take this break and be right back.
Praise the music. sir. Peace, peace. The dark days have gone. The days of war have gone. Let's unite and build Liberia. Say no to violence. Say no to destruction. Let's pray for the government. Let's pray for the government. We need peace in Liberia. Say no to violence. Say no to destruction. Let's pray for the government. We need peace in Liberia. Come home.
Okay, so we would like to welcome you back to the Bumper Show right here on ELBC 99.9. We are live on the Liberian National Television page on the social media. And this evening, we are in a conversation with the head of Liberia, WIAC, the head of WIAC Liberia, pardon me, Mr. Diogo. So it's been a while since I last, sat down with you in studio. So I'm so glad that we get to sit together here at ELBC, the state's broadcast. You're welcome. Welcome to the Bumper Show.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm excited of being here. You and I have shared so many platforms.
Yeah, so we've come from a very long way.
And we are at this platform, which is one of the biggest we have in the Republic of Liberia. So I'm going to say congratulations once more for your preferment.
Okay.
I know you and I trust your potential. I know that you're going to do your utmost best. And as I came in, I listened to Steve was saying that Liberia is going to get better. I saw the passion in him. I'm also excited about the fact that better days lie ahead of us.
Of course.
And if we all come together, we put aside our differences and we decide to move Mama Liberia forward, I can assure you that the days ahead of us are far, far, far much more better
Okay.
than the days that have been on us. So thank you. It's an opportunity and my sincere apology for coming very, very late on the show. I should have been here about 30 minutes ago, but
It's okay.
I was caught up in the traffic.
Yeah. So last week you were in the news for making a very positive statement towards the government. You mentioned that since the WACS examination started, this is so far the highest ranked of applicants or candidates. Can you please shed light a little bit towards that statement?
Okay, so for the first time in Liberia since we started giving this SM, this is the first time that we have hit the 50,000 mark. Last year we went very close to 50,000. We have 49,867 candidates. And this year we have 50,410 candidates, or a little over 410 candidates who have registered for this year's examination. And I attribute a huge number of persons or candidates who have come in to do this SM to the intervention of the government of Liberia.
Okay.
Prior to the government taking on the responsibility of paying the fees, the number of persons who used to come in to do these examinations were not as high as they are now. So if you see about 50,000 plus coming in to do this SM, that shows to you that the intervention is it's yielding the desired dividend. For the SMs that government is not paying for, which are the lower ones, well, you expect to have more people in the lower classes than the upper classes. But you see, because government is not paying for the lower classes, so the number of candidates who come in to do these examinations at lower levels are far lower, smaller than at the higher level. Take, for instance, no one can tell me that you have more people in the 12th grade than in the 3rd grade in the Republic of Liberia. You should have more students in school at the level of the primary than even at the level of the senior high, because you and I are aware that if you can from the beginning of learning, you have more people coming to school, but along the way, some people will drop along the way. So it is not possible for you to have more people at the top and fewer people at the bottom. So we want to appreciate the government for her intervention, and we hope that they will sustain uh, this intervention in the years ahead.
So, at the transition period of this entire process, were you a little bit furious about the results? Like, if Mr. Barker is going to continue with this initiative or he's going to drop it, what was actually going through your mind?
Well, I was then apprehensive per se
Okay.
because I felt that government is continuity, and if the aspect of government paying for the candidates, I think it was a positive venture. And let me be quick to point out that it was not the Wia's government that started paying for candidates. It was the Elling's administration, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's administration. But the difference between what she did and what Wia did, she was paying partly. And when Wia came in, he paid fully. Okay, so I think that intervention, have been yielding the desired result, and I want to appreciate the government for continuing with it.
Mm.
Yeah. So I was not much apprehensive because
Okay.
I saw it as something that was being done in a positive direction. And I felt that this government, whatever government that would have come on this government or had the interest of the people at heart, so she would have continued with this policy. So I did not see it as something that was ass chicken.
Okay.
So that's why when people came to us in the beginning to ask us question, I said, look, just wait for the government. I don't think that the government will see something that is good,
Mm-hmm.
something that is benefiting the citizens. And then she says, we'll call it out. And even if the government wants to cut off this particular policy, I'm sure the government is going to give time. And so I'm not much apprehensive about this. I think continuing or not continuing.
Mr. Bodo, I guess sometimes you hear these words or these sayings from people. The understanding about the difference between wax and white. And you are head of WAG Liberia, and now we are having wax in Liberia. What is the actual understanding?
Okay, so all the exams are conducted by WAEC. So even WAS is not an organization. WAS is an exam. WAEC is the organization.
Okay.
So what happens is that people used to call all the exams that used to be administered by WAEC in the past as WAEC. So the exam we used to administer before were the Liberia Senior High School Certificate exam. And from that name, Liberia Senior High, you know that that exam was not meant for people in the 9th grade. That exam was meant for people in the 12th grade, but in Liberia. WAS is West African Senior School. So the difference between Liberia Senior High and West African is that Liberia Senior High School Certificate exam was actually meant for only students in Liberia, whereas the West African Senior School Certificate exam is meant for students in the sub-region, the Anglophone countries. And also, what is an exam? You see, it ends with E, certificate examination. Liberia Senior High School Certificate exam, Liberia Junior High School Certificate exam, Liberia Primary School Certificate exam, whereas WAEC does not end with E. WAEC ends with C, Council, West African Examination Council. So it is a council that administers all of these examinations. So I don't have a problem with people calling Liberia Primary School Certificate exam as WAEC, Liberia Junior High School Certificate exam as WAEC, Liberia Senior High School Certificate exam as WAEC. Even West African Senior School Certificate exam is also a WAEC examination. So the difference is that WAEC is the organization that administers series of what? Or that administers different exams. So these exams have different names depending on to whom you are going to administer this exam. Yes. So then the name of the exam is determined by the person that is going to take the exam.
You are an arm to the Ministry of Education. And if looking at your work, you work periodically or on just when WAG or WAX is about to be conducted. That's the time your work gets in full swing.
So that's the perception most people have. Our job at the level of the West African Examination Council is almost like 24/7.
Okay.
So we work year round because even as we are administering this exam,
Mm.
was right,
Mm.
we are preparing also for exam 2 years in
Ahead.
advance. So the exams that are administered currently, that are being administered currently, were developed 2 years ago. So we now wait for the day or the date of the exam before we start developing the exam. So we do all of our activities in advance. So it has a lot of activities, and many people don't understand. They just think that we are at the West African Examinations Council and we just sit there and on the day of the exam, but we have to prepare because the preparation for a particular exam requires a minimum of 1 year. So it is not like we just sit and we don't have anything to do, and when the day for the examination reaches, and that's the time we go ahead and administer exam. Besides the exams that we administered for school candidates, well, we are also in the business of administering exam for what we call private candidates. So the private candidates are those that people normally refer to in Liberia as what?
The
Researchers.
researchers.
Yes. So the private candidates, they take theirs twice a year, one at the beginning and one at the end. So in February of this year, we gave private candidates exam. In May of this year, we are giving the school exam for 12 graders. In June, we'll be giving the school exam for 9, 6, and 10 graders. And then in November and December, we give the second diet of private candidate exam for 2024. So it's like our work is never ending. We work around the clock. So if you just see our office and you just pass by our office, you just think that we don't do anything much until the time for exam reaches, but that's not the case. We work 24/7.
Okay, so I think I have a question as it regards to you mentioning the private examination for the older citizens. Let me put it that way. So, for instance, you have somebody who wrote the examination around the 60s or the 70s. Can they still write the researcher exam?
Oh yes.
Because it's very possible that somebody wrote the wax exam, the WAEC back then, and they need a document. And if they write the examination, which you have said yes, they can write the examination, will that document also be a part of their curriculum vitae? Will it be acceptable globally?
Anywhere. See,
Okay.
you see the WAEC, that name is a brand.
Okay.
And what makes WAEC is the certificate that we issue. So anywhere you take the certificate, the certificates are accepted globally.
Okay.
So if you took your certificate and you say you are a private candidate, well, it will be clearly stated on your certificate that you sat the exam as a private candidate.
Okay.
As a private candidate, private candidates are those who are no longer in school, right? They have come from school, and maybe they have issues with their results in the past. Let me just indicate here that there are some years that we don't have any result for.
Okay.
No people took WAEC exam before 2000, before the 90s, right? For 2000 upward, we have all of it. From 2000 to 2023, we have all of it. Or 2024, we have all the results. For the 90s, we have good portion of the results except for 1996. Then when you come to the 80s, it will surprise you to note that for the 80s, we have only 1 year, 1987. For the 70s, we have only 1 year, 1979. And those were the time where you have less than 1979, you have less than 1,000 plus percent in the exam.
Okay.
Yes. So if you took the exam before 1979 and you want for us to force for you or to send attestation on your behalf, we don't have. So since we don't have, we cannot send any attestation on your behalf. If you took the exam in the 80s, right? Besides 1987, we can't do anything for you. If you took it in the 90s, and you know that 1996, we had this issue of a process war. Because we have just conducted the exam, we finished administering the exam when the process war came and everything went head to scatter.
Okay.
We don't have anything for you. But any other year, we still have the records intact. So if you ask us to set attestation for you for those years that we don't have, then we either do two or three things. We say, look, after you graduate from high school, then you go to any university. If you went to a university, there are some universities that still have the records intact. We can go to those universities and we can get a copy of your result. We can still set attestation on your behalf.
Okay.
Or do you have it? If you have it, you bring the certificate to us. There are features on the certificates that we'll look at. And we'll know that yes, this record is genuine, this certificate is genuine, and we'll forge for you. If we don't have it, you don't have it, no other institution has it for you. There's nothing I can do. So in that case, if you want a certificate, then you have to come into the private candidate.
Okay.
SN.
Okay.
So whether you took it in the 60, you took it in the 70, you took it in
You
the
can
80,
still do
you
the
can still do the
private
private candidate SN.
candidate examination.
Yes.
Okay, I think we are very clear on that. So I learned that you were out of Monrovia for the entire week.
Certainly.
Can you please fill us in with your
So currently we are administering SN.
okay?
And I want for the public to know that we are administering exam on extreme difficult circumstances. So given the challenges we encountering, especially we don't print the test in country. The test is printed outside the library. And it has to be brought in library. And bringing it in library is a challenge. Yes, because you can't bring it by sea because it will take a long period of time. If you know the cost of bringing the test in country, to bring the test in country will not cost you anything less than 400,000. So between 4
United States dollars.
certainly. So I'm not talking about the printing cost. I just talk about the air freighting to bring it in country. And if we were to say we're going for charter, we don't have the means to charter. So we are at the mercy of the airlines that bring in these things. So take for instance, I'll just give you an instance, the test we administered this week. It was so challenging for us because we never had a test in country until Sunday morning. Then we have to now go back to our place and pack, and then we start taking on how we dispatch them to fire to which area, and the test have to be taken on Tuesday. So if you look at all of that, and we have deployed the staff in the field, we don't have the manpower to pack, but we can bring in outsiders to say come and assist us to go and pack because of the confidentiality aspect of it, and we have to protect it. So we too could not be in our comfort zone in Monrovia, and then you don't have tests in the counties. So fortunately for us, we were able to work around the clock, and then the test on Tuesday was not a morning test; it was afternoon test. So we work around the clock, and people started receiving the test in the counties by Tuesday afternoon. So fortunately for us, the tests were able to get in the counties by Tuesday afternoon, and people were able to take the test. So that's why we'll be all of this place again. By Friday, we're going back to our office in Pullman.
Okay.
Because we can look now. We are expecting the test for next week to come in maybe by Saturday. So we have to go and pack them and make sure that we dispatch them to the rest of the counties. So it is very challenging, I must admit.
Now, Mr. Boto, this is a serious concern. It has been filtering the airwaves. There are some graduating seniors at universities across Liberia. Precisely, let me be exact, at Cottington University in Bond County. That's sat the
Private
exams,
candidates, yes.
yeah, November to December.
Yes.
Up to press time, they have not received their results, and their graduation time is pending for June. That will be on June 15. I stand to be corrected. Where do they stand?
So I'm aware. I don't want to say they have not received the result. What happening is that they received the result partially.
Partially.
Yeah. So what I can't.
When you say partially,
So take for instance, you register for 9 subjects, and the result that came up for you says what 5, or you register for 5, and the result that came up for you say 1, right? Okay. Because the SM is a private candidate SM.
okay.
It is possible that you could come in to do this essay for only 1 subject. You understand me? It's also possible that you could come in to do the essay for all the 9 subjects. So it is not because we see a result that say you get only 1 subject, so we'll just conclude that you register for 9. Because there were some people who registered for only 1 subject. Some people registered for 2 subjects. So we are aware of I couldn't mind the school, but you see, the interesting thing, I don't know why that happened to only the children in I took the test in Palm County.
Yeah, especially
Yes,
Cotton.
yes. And a good number of those are affected by accrediting. So we have been notified about it. We are also working with the admission office, Cotton. Okay. We've told them that we are aware of these problems and we see how best we can have this problem resolved so that the children will not be
Before the bowl are gone.
before the children will
I
not,
can recall.
will not be
It been
disadvantaged.
happening on Cotton campus.
Yes. So we are working around the clock to see what we can do, and also that they, if they actually pass the SM, they should be part of their graduation, and if it's such a course for them to participate in the graduation. I'm aware of good number of them who are from Cotton University.
So you think your advocacy with you are good
Oh
result?
yes, we're trying to resolve the problem.
Are you in consultation with Dr. Romeo Houghton?
Well, I'm not in contact with Dr. Houghton, but I'm in contact with the admission office.
She has the institution
Yes,
as
but
president.
it's the admission that has been dealing with us, and we notified them that yes, we are aware of these challenges. The candidates have brought those challenges to our attention, and we're trying to see how we can resolve them. The only problem now is that we are little bit overwhelmed with the SM that we are currently conducting. So we're hoping that we'll find time in between to see how best we can resolve the issues so that they cannot be negatively affected.
Well, this afternoon our guest on the bumper show is the head of Wildlife Burial, Dale Boto. You can put in your calls now on 07759785530, 086-324740, 086-324740, or 07759785530. You can call on these numbers and ask Mr. Boto some questions. I know you are out there listening to his explanation this afternoon on the program. So yes, call us and let's have a wonderful conversation together. Once again, 086-324740 or 07759785530. These are the numbers that I put you through on the conversation this afternoon on the show. And so yeah, while we are with the calls, Mr. Boto, since the start of the wax this year, has there been any fraudulent acts? Okay, call. Somebody is on the line. Let's get this person. Good afternoon. The person is off the hook. So, like I was saying, has there been any fraudulent act reported thus far from any part of the country?
Oh yes.
And where specifically, and what was that? What was the nature of such?
Also, we have so many issues with the SN.
Okay.
So many. That's one of the reasons for which I indicated earlier that we are being overwhelmed. We find ourselves in the digital age, and the society is so gullible, or all of desperation. People, any little thing they see, they go for it. Especially 12 graders, they go into the SM hall, and how you doing? They're doing subject like physics that contain 15 questions, and maybe they're supposed to answer 5 or 6 questions. They don't even use calculator, and they will answer all 15 questions. But the thing they fail to realize is that the questions they are answering, they are not out there. Nobody's seeing our questions, right? Some of them are not even looking at the questions and answering questions. Take for instance, people they see the things that are circulating on social media. There are so many things circulating on social media. We are also seeing the things that are circulating on social media. If I know, I will just come to camp with one of the papers, and I will show you what is on social media, right? What's some of them called? And the actual question: are we also a minister?
Questionnaires have not arrived.
In fact,
But the answering now.
yes, questionnaire have not arrived. Like I was just telling you about what happened this weekend, right? We got a test in country early. It came in late Saturday, but by the time we could get it at our office,
People started answering.
it was early Sunday morning. So by the time we could start packing, before we could pack, we have not even started dispatching from our office when people already have questions. You understand what I'm trying to say, right? So they look at them. Oh, I just want to caution people. Everything that glitters
It's not good.
is not cool.
Are there penalties? Are there measures
Oh, yes.
when they are caught? Especially so some of your administrators, some of your plotters, their names will be mentioned.
Oh yeah. So now, as I speak to you,
I think you
there,
should take few calls.
This
Uh,
person, yes, I tried picking this person, but they keep just putting the phone off. I don't know whether they are ready now. Okay, Mr. Boto, let's hear this person. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead quickly.
I'm Solomon Snyder calling from IGB.
Okay.
Go ahead quickly.
I want to find out from the postman in the studio there, Mr. Boto.
yes. Hello.
I don't know why the centers are so many for the test at this time.
Okay.
Centers.
Why the centers are so many?
So-
at this time?
You
So-
have another call, so
Yeah, so we can take two more because we don't have much time. The news is up at 6. Hello, how you doing? Hello, caller. This person keeps putting the phone off. You don't need to embarrass the line, chief. Just if you can call, just listen. 086324740. So, Mr. Bodo, you can answer the caller.
Okay. So, I indicated earlier that we have records for 79, right?
Mm.
Where the candidates were about 1,000, right? So when you have about 1,000 plus person, the number of centers you use for 1,000 plus person, you will not use that same number of centers when you have 10,000. So the times we're having 20,000 candidates, 18,000, 20,000, 25,000 candidates, the centers were a bit smaller. I indicated that we now have at 50,000 plus. So if at the time we had 25,000 candidates, we were having 150 centers. When that number goes up to 50,000, obviously you will have what? You will have 2 times the centers you have when we're 25. So as we speak, we have 350,000 centers for 50,410 candidates. The day the candidature reaches 100,000, we now have 300,000 centers. When it reaches 100,000, you should expect us to be having around 600 plus centers because every year there are more schools are opening. The number of persons who are in school and that figure is also going up. So as the number goes up, there should be a corresponding ratio with the number of centers.
Okay, let's take this last person. Hello, how you doing? Quickly.
Hello.
Hello, please go ahead quickly.
Okay, I'm a victim from this November and December research that we did. Hello?
Go ahead
You're
quickly.
live.
Yeah, I'm a victim for the November and December research that we did, right?
What's your name?
My name is Mercier Dewiye from Quattington. And then our graduation is 2 weeks to our graduation. Up to now, there is no result. Nothing they are telling us. Every time we call their office, they are working on it. Up to now, we reach it to our bosses. Our bosses email Mr. Boto, our president, and even the VPA. We've been waiting for that response up to now. Nothing they're doing. Our record admission record say they won't still not result.
Okay.
And the people are now working to solve our problem. We really need our grade.
Okay. You
Because
get,
they can't hold us from it was seriously hold us from graduation. Only 2 more weeks we have still March. We started the process still March up to May. We can get results from White Coffee. And it's not good for us.
thank you. Mr. Bodo, just on 1 minute, you can just respond to that.
Okay,
We'll
so
let you go.
I
6
addressed
o'clock
it.
is 7
I said that we have the situation, and is that situation is peculiar to those who took the SME banker. I don't know why it is happening to them, but I can assure them that we are going to work to have the problems resolved. We are in contact with the admission office, and we hope that the problems can be resolved maybe by this week or latest next week, because we don't want for them to be disadvantaged. If they start the exam and they are successful, the research must indicate that they were successful.
Mr. Bodo, finally. before we
Okay,
leave.
so let me just speak to those who are currently doing the exam. I said it earlier that everything that glitters is not gold. Be careful. I don't want for people to start celebrating early, and then when the results come up, they are sad. So those that are camping, those that don't sleep, those that are going after things on social media, everything that glitters is not cool. The public doesn't have our test question, so I'm just cautioning them. We are aware of what is happening, and we are sending a circular to the schools to caution the candidates. Sadly, some school authorities are aiding and abetting examination malpractice. But at the appropriate time, we'll come public to name and shame those who are aiding and abetting examination malpractice. Thank you for the opportunity you've given us. I hope I can have ample time next time
Sure.
so that we can talk a whole lot. And by the time I come back, we will be talking about the issues involving the Cotton students being resolved pattern.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Well, he's Mr. Dilboto, head of Wire Liberia. He's been our guest on the Bumper Show this afternoon. Angel Malema Morris has been my strike partner on this presentation. Anthony Williams has been on the social media. Thanks to all of you who've been following us from across the diaspora. It was wonderful. On behalf of the team here, my name is Melvin Stewart, bidding you a very pleasant goodbye from Pinsville.